when the world learned that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban were ending their 19-year marriage. It sent shockwaves through Hollywood. They were the couple everyone believed would last forever. But now, at 58, Nicole has finally revealed why it all fell apart. And her words are far more heartbreaking than anyone imagined. A love story that felt like fate. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's story began like a scene from a Hollywood film. In January 2005, the two Australian stars met at the Day USA Gala in Los Angeles. Nicole was already an Oscar-winning actress, and Keith was a rising country music sensation. Nicole later said she felt an instant spark that night, but Keith seemed shy, even distant. Months passed before he finally reached out, and when he did, he made sure it was unforgettable. On her birthday, Keith showed up at her New York apartment at 5 in the morning, holding gardenias, her favorite flowers. That moment sealed her heart. Nicole said she knew then that she was a goner. Their love story moved quickly. In May 2006, Keith proposed, and just a month later, they exchanged vows in a candlelit church in Sydney. It was a deeply emotional ceremony blending Hollywood glamour with Australian simplicity. Even Nicole's children from her marriage to Tom Cruise were present, completing the picture of a family reborn. But behind the glow of their perfect wedding photos, the first cracks quietly appeared. Only a few months after the wedding, Keith entered rehab for substance abuse, a battle he'd been fighting for years. Instead of walking away, Nicole stood by him, choosing love and loyalty over judgment. Her strength during those dark days became one of the most admired parts of their story. Family, fame, and the distance between them. The couple built a beautiful life together. They welcomed two daughters, Sunday Rose in 2008 and Faith Margaret in 2010, completing a blended family of love and laughter. Nicole often said motherhood was her anchor, while Keith poured his devotion into songs written for his wife and daughters. But success came at a cost. Nicole's career flourished with films like Rabbit Hole and the acclaimed series Big Little Lies, earning her Golden Globes and Emmys. Keith's fame soared too, as his albums topped charts and his tours sold out arenas around the world. The price of ambition was time. Months of filming for Nicole, endless tours for Keith, video calls and quick reunions became their normal. They tried to protect their love from the distance, but the miles slowly created emotional silence between them. Publicly, they still looked inseparable, holding hands on red carpets, whispering during award shows. But behind the smiles, something had shifted. The warmth that once defined them began to fade. Fans noticed subtle signs, fewer anniversary posts, awkward interviews, and moments when Keith avoided questions about his wife. The couple who once radiated devotion now appeared distant, trapped between careers, expectations, and quiet unhappiness. The breaking point. By mid-2025, rumors became reality. Keith had reportedly moved into his own place, leaving Nicole and their daughters in the family home. Insiders say Nicole was blindsided. She still believed they could fix things. But Keith seemed ready to move on. On September 30th, 2025, after nearly 2 decades together, Nicole Kidman filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Fans were stunned. They had survived addiction, fame, and years of separation. How could it end like this? But to Nicole, it wasn't about one fight or one mistake. It was about years of emotional distance that love could no longer bridge. The legal and emotional aftermath. As the divorce papers were signed, practical matters took over. Their daughters, Sunday, now 17, and Faith, 14, would live primarily with Nicole, who had long been the steady presence in their lives. Keith would have custody for about 2 months of the year, reflecting the realities of their demanding careers. There was no fight over money. Both are independently successful, and neither asked for spousal support. But emotionally, Dividing a life built over 19 years was harder than dividing homes or assets. Nicole's honest admission. In the months following the split, Nicole broke her silence, and what she revealed was raw, vulnerable, and deeply human. She admitted feeling betrayed, not by infidelity, but by a lack of communication, by choices made without her, by the slow erosion of trust. The words "irreconcilable differences" weren't just legal language. They were the emotional reality of two people who no longer understood each other. Nicole confessed that love, no matter how deep, couldn't survive without respect, safety, and support. She spoke not with bitterness, but with truth. At 58, she said she's done hiding behind perfection. She now values authenticity over appearances. Her courage to speak honestly has reframed her story, not as one of loss, but of strength. A new beginning. Today, Nicole Kidman is focusing on family and healing. She's spending time with her daughters and her sister, Antonia, her lifelong source of strength. Professionally, she's expected to take on projects that reflect her resilience, stories of transformation and emotional truth. As for Keith, he remains quieter, channeling his emotions into music and rebuilding his identity as a father and performer. No one knows if their paths will ever cross again in love, but one thing is certain. Nicole Kidman's story didn't end with a divorce. It began a new chapter of self-respect, courage, and peace. Nicole finally filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. But behind those words was a shattered heart. She said she wasn't betrayed by cheating, but by distance, silence, and fading support. Love, she said, can't live without honesty. Now, at 58, Nicole is rebuilding her life with grace, strength, and peace. No drama, no hate, just quiet healing. Keith continues his music, and they remain devoted parents. But the fairy tale has ended. Nicole Kidman's story reminds us, sometimes letting go is the bravest kind of love. What are your thoughts on Nicole Kidman's heartbreaking confession? Was their love destined to fade, or could it have been saved? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you were touched by Nicole and Keith's story, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more real-life Hollywood stories filled with emotion, truth, and inspiration.